Hey guys, I'm sorry if it's a bit loud in here, but I decided that I wanted to be a little bit creative and do the Gabrielle Union memoir review at an actual wine bar, okay? This is the Dolcetto and it is amazing. But anyway, usually when I do these reviews, I always do something meaningful and empowering, but not to say that this book isn't. I think this book is meaningful and I really, really liked it, but I kind of want to just do a regular, like, pure run-of-the-mill review talking about, maybe the way she speaks and, gloss over some of the things she speaks about because I don't actually want to give it away. I don't know. A lot of these reviews I've been giving away a lot in the book, and this time I just want to tell you how I felt about it and how I connected to it as a black woman, because she mentions race a lot. It starts off with race, obviously. Gabrielle Union is a dark-skinned black woman, and she just takes us on a journey from her childhood on up and how she begins to self-identify. So let's get into it. So overall, the tone of the book in general is sarcasm, just complete sarcasm. She's sarcastic as fuck and I love it, okay? It's hilarious because I can tell, or maybe I'm just making this assumption, but I can tell that it's kind of one of her defense mechanisms, That's one of my defense mechanisms. I turn everything into humor a lot of the times. I joke about a lot of things and I'm very sarcastic, so I really, really appreciated that. And it was also very easy for me to read because it was in like a sarcastic tone. So if you're into that, I think you should. And honestly, I'm really happy that she went in that direction with sarcasm, because a lot of the shit that she's talking about is not funny at all. Like, some of it's funny, like when she talks about men in certain ways, it's funny, but it's not funny. Like, she, of course, talks about the rape. I don't know if all of you know about that, about Gabrielle Union at this point. I feel like you should, but she was raped when she was in high school working at Payless in California. And she was raped by a black man at that. And I guess I will spoil a little bit about that. She mentions in the book how, she didn't want to be that person because she already lives in a town called, I think, Pleasanton, California, where everybody was pretty much racist. So she didn't want to be that person who was like, oh, well, it's very rare that you see a black man in this store, and if you do, then 9 times out of 10 he's going to rob you. So she decided to, do the right thing and didn't jump to that conclusion that he was going to rob them. And of course, while she's vacuuming or whatever, the other girl at the front in the cashier at the register, she is saying something. She hears her like muffled because she's vacuuming, but her intuition is telling her that she shouldn't. Her intuition is telling her that she shouldn't be ignoring this girl. I'm not going to go into the details, but essentially she ends up getting raped while the girl is in the room locked up. He like holds them hostage in this room, and while she's like being hurt or whatever and trying to save herself, she's screaming to get help from that girl, and of course the girl doesn't help her. It's understandable in a way, because Gabrielle Union mentions that. She's like, I mean, damn, but I get it, survival's a bitch. But reading that really upset me. I would like to believe that I would be a woman that would actually come out there, even if he had a gun, and would defend her, because that's absolutely ridiculous. 2 against 1. Something, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what that is like, having somebody, have you at gunpoint and all that. Back to the novel, because it got real deep for no reason. So yeah, the tone is sarcasm, and she really dives deep into her childhood. I was in complete shock about the things she was saying about her father and her mother. And it's very interesting. I don't know if you guys watched my last video when I was talking about Toni Morrison and the relationship between black men and black women, but it's almost the same thing. And she's a black woman, not a black man like Milkman. she never necessarily looks at her mom as weak, I guess, but kind of looks at her mom as weak because, like I said, Gabrielle Union, as we all know, is chocolate and beautiful, and her mother is light-skinned and beautiful. But at that time, especially way before Gabrielle was born, Gabrielle's mom was just a woman that was meant to be looked at, not heard. You know, and she mentions that. She's like, even my own father didn't want to listen to what she had to say. He just liked the way she looked. He had a type, and his type was light skin with freckles and good hair, whatever the fuck that means. So she gets into that about the relationship between her mother and her father, and you know, it's really empowering and crazy to see how much Gabrielle Union has forgiven her father for hurting her mother like that. I mean, I get it. But some of the things that this man has done to her mother before he remarried, that happens, is despicable, you know, real cowardice. I don't like it, but she really shows her strength in this book. Like, some of it, I guess she, in a way, glosses over naturally as a Scorpio, you know how they do, but she goes there for the most part, and that's not something that I see very often, and she's very gritty with it. She's vulgar, and I appreciate that, because that's how the fuck we talk. That's how we talk with our friends. That's how we talk with our boos. Like, just keep it real. I don't always want you to be poetic with things. Just tell it like it is, and I feel like she really goes there for the most part. She clearly keeps certain things private, but overall I really enjoyed it, you know. I really enjoyed it. Hold on, I need one moment. So overall, would I recommend this book to everybody? I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I just cut short because I'm like, do I want to tell you more about the book? I kind of do, but I just wanted to give like a genuine review, and I really enjoyed it. I wish it was a little bit longer, to be honest. I wouldn't have minded. That's how much I love the tone of the book. I would have kept reading if it was a thicker book, like it was as thick as Michelle Obama's. Clearly, Michelle Obama has probably like so many stories, and there are so many aspects to each story that she has. Of course, her book will be a little thicker, more in depth, you know, real political or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I'm just making up shit. I didn't even read the book, which will be my next book. But I would have kept reading it if she made it longer, because I really enjoyed how she tells the story. I think she told the story beautifully. And I also didn't know that about her. Real quick, two things. One, I didn't know that she grew up in a mostly white area. I knew she was from Nebraska, but that was a black area where they had moved from to California and Pleasanton. I had no idea she had all of those suburban experiences, and I can definitely relate to that as a black woman who was, you know, who grew up kind of in the suburbs, mostly high school, like 8th grade on to high school. Everything that she talks about, I don't completely experience, because nobody has ever actually called me a nigger to my face or anything like that. But she really talks about some things that really matter, like how we feel about ourselves, especially with our hair, how we look, and then she also ties it into her profession and what that's like, which I thought was also beautiful. I mentioned that with one of my friends who also is in filmmaking like me, and I thought it was so great how she touches on the fact that like a lot of the black actors are truly friends, because they're all they have. They have to be cool with each other. I wouldn't say have to, but it's like a family. You know, you go into these casting calls, and for that same generic black woman role or black male role, and you know, a bunch of stereotypes in one room, so you're always going to see each other, and there's only so many black actors and actresses that are actually taken seriously and get these roles that are considered less than or whatever the fuck. So I love how she mentions that, and that actually gave me a lot of hope that, you know, I really could, you know, find a black woman mentor who will help me as I continue to thrive and grow in my profession. That was one. And two, I had no idea that this bitch didn't know how to do the routine and bring it on. Like, I need y'all to understand, Bring It On, I love Bring It On, okay? Bring It On is the reason why I began doing cheerleading, like dead ass. I saw that movie when I was 8 years old, and I was like, yes, this is it. This is my life. I don't even know, like, what. And she talks about how she didn't, for something happened, I actually kind of forget, but basically she didn't have enough time to learn the dance. And most of those scenes that you see, she's not, that's why you don't really be seeing her dance like that. Like, she knew like some motions, but she didn't really know how to do the steps and all of that. So that was great. Kudos to the filmmakers too, because I could not even tell. I really thought she was out there killing the game. But that's okay, boo-boo, you know, it's okay. So overall, I guess from a score to 1 to 10, I would give this book a solid 8, 9, only because I wanted just a little bit more from her. I wanted it to be even more personal, because I'm just that type of bitch. I don't really have boundaries for the most part when I get comfortable with somebody, and she made me feel comfortable in this book. So, sorry. That was all. That was really rushed and quick, kind of on purpose. And I'm also on my lunch break, and my lunch break is 30 minutes. Yeah, I know, right? 30 minutes. I don't even know what the fuck that is, whatever. So I wanted to make this quick and short, and I wanted you to see me drink wine. And that is all. So I think the next book I'm going to purchase or try to read is going to be Michelle Obama's book. I'm really in this mood for memoirs. You know, as I'm growing, I'm wanting to know more and more about myself and my journey, and there are a lot of goals and dreams that I have on a bigger scale that I want to achieve, and I figure why not start learning how others navigated this world and found themselves and accomplished what they wanted to. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching if you did, and I hope you guys go out and check out Gabrielle Union's book. Have a little laugh, have a glass of wine, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!